Welcome back to the channel. By the end of this video, you should be filled in on everything that has happened on Roblox in the past couple of days, such as Roblox cracking down on illegal casinos once again, a new Roblox event that is not really an event but people still like it, but they also hate it, it's so confusing, the removal of the reset character button, and so much more stuff I want to talk about in today's video after I ask you to subscribe because for every 1 subscriber I'll pet my cat. And if we somehow magically hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, which is just not gonna happen, I will post a video of me petting my cat, okay? But either way, we can move on to the first story, which is an update to my last video about Blox Fruits. Because yesterday Blox Fruits kind of had another big update to accompany their big update prior to kind of fix the whole dragon token drama. Now I haven't really done a lot of research into this because, again, I don't play Blox Fruits. So this whole situation is very foreign to me, but I try to understand it the best I can. From what I've seen, this is the main update they implemented yesterday where it says, you will receive a dragon even if you use your tokens already. So, basically, everyone that had their permanent dragon removed was actually able to get a reworked dragon fruit thing now as of yesterday, even if they already used their token to get like a free thing or whatnot. Now me, personally, I feel like this is a good way to fix it from what I can see and what I'm reading. Again, I don't play Blox Fruits though, so I don't really have the full information. I still think people are mad a little bit, but for the most part, I think Blox Fruits has redeemed themselves in some way, shape, or form, because I'm not really seeing many people mad at them anymore. And at the end of the day, it seems like everyone got their dragon back, so if you bought a permanent dragon in Blox Fruits or dragon fruit or whatever, you just got the reworked one back in your inventory, I guess, or whatever, so you can use it. From my understanding, that's good. Alright, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Again, I don't play Blox Fruits, but if you do, and you know exactly what's happening, tell me if this update actually fixed the problems that you guys were having prior, because from what I'm seeing, it seems like it did. But either way, we can now move on to another game that is facing backlash for a big update that they released. Let me tell you, it's not good. Fisch is a game that we all know and love, with thousands upon thousands of players every day. And you've probably played it before yourself. Now Fisch has always kind of been on thin ice, I feel like, because they're always labeled as this RNG game, even though they're not really an RNG game, it's like a fishing game. Like, I guess, yeah, it's RNG, but it's also, I don't know. So, as soon as Fisch made one mistake on their game, everybody flocked to hate it, and let me tell you, their response did not make it any better. Their response kind of sucked. Basically, what happened is Fisch made a Game Pass on their game, and people were complaining about how that Game Pass wasn't really worth the price. When you paid money to get the Game Pass, you were kind of getting bad stuff with it, it wasn't worth it at all. So, the official Fisch account on Twitter tweeted this. A good chunk of our players are unhappy with the Robux bundle we released with the Fishmas update due to the items not being worth the price. It was intentional. What? So yes, we're going to make a Game Pass where the items are not worth the price. That was intentional. See, that kind of seems like a bad thing to say in this situation, but let's keep reading because they then go on to say, we're not going to go out of our way to sell a game-breaking meta rod to rake in a few extra pennies, which I guess makes sense. You don't want to break the game's balancing for a Game Pass, right? We have gone out of our way, however, to notify long-time and trusted members of our community before we release these paid features to tell them not to bother wasting their money on it because it would not be worth purchasing it since they're already so far ahead in the game. Which is weird. So like, they're secretly telling people not to buy these certain Game Passes because they suck. I feel like that's not a good way to do this. Maybe just show, like, an equivalent of what the Game Pass is in-game. We made a promise to this community to not go down the pay-to-win route, and we're keeping it. The development team is very well aware of the boundary that the community set in place after the Do-Big acquisition, and it is not in our interest to violate those boundaries. Okay, purchase these bundles on your own accord. We haven't and don't plan on entertaining the idea of selling rods or other items strong enough to pay your way through the game. Well then, just don't make this Game Pass. Am I crazy? Our goal is to ensure that you can enjoy Fisch just as much as any other person without spending a dime, and that goal won't change. See, that can happen with good balancing now and like, good explanation on what these Game Passes do, you know what I mean? We will reiterate once again that it is your choice to purchase what we sell. Yeah, but it's also your job to promote these things properly and show their worth. I mean, I'm not really sure how this Game Pass is shown on the website and in-game. Maybe it does show clear stats for what you're going to get for this Game Pass, but honestly, it doesn't seem like it does, because they had to notify their players not to buy this, which is kind of weird. And, as you can see by the replies to likes ratio, it's a little bit bad. Like, 200 replies to 800 likes is not good, I'm gonna be honest. And if we go into the comments, you can see a lot of people just talking about how, hey, this is not good, this is bad, this is a terrible update. And yeah, all of the comments are just confronting Fisch about their game being a little bit pay to fast. I'm seeing that term a lot, which is very interesting. It's a new term, I guess, that this game is getting thrown at them. And yeah, I'm not really sure. Tell me in the comments what your opinion on the whole Fisch drama is. I'm not a huge Fisch player. I have played it a little bit, but again, I'm not really deep into the community, so I don't really know exactly what this means. Now, I do have a lot of friends that are die-hard Fisch fans. They have hundreds upon hundreds of hours in this game, and they are also really not big fans of this update, and they really, really hate this statement. So, I mean, yeah, tell me in the comments what you think if you are a Fisch player, and let's move on. And now we can move on to the next story, which just happens to be Roblox's brand new event, not really being an event but also an event. And it's not. It's so confusing because basically Roblox tweeted out yesterday saying, the lights are on, join the celebration of the latest winter updates starting tomorrow until January 2nd, with a video just showing off all the games participating in the winter spotlight. In my last video I thought this was their event, but apparently Roblox tweeted multiple times yesterday that this is not an event. Here's one tweet where they said, consider this an event light. Every holiday season, our community creates incredible content, and we didn't want to miss the chance to celebrate that. If we scroll down a little more, they said something like, December Winter Spotlight, early 2025 next event. They really want to make it clear this is not their event that they were working on, and I want to make it clear it is not their event either, because in my last video I concluded this was their event, but it wasn't. So I made a mistake and want to clear that up right now. Even though this isn't technically an event, it feels like the run-of-the-mill Roblox event. You join it, there's portals, you go into those portals, play a game, do their challenge, and get some coins, or, in this case, these things. I don't really know what they are, but you get a bunch of them and spend them on gifts to get items. It seems like a run-of-the-mill event, and I'm confused why Roblox isn't promoting this as an event. It kind of is at the end of the day, but I guess it's because it's a smaller event compared to others. There are only like 10 games participating, and all their challenges are small. You could probably complete this whole thing in a day, maybe even a couple of hours. Either way, it seems cool. I joined earlier today, played a couple of things, did some challenges, and they were easy. The items you get for this are pretty good. Here's a screenshot I found on Twitter of all the items being uploaded, and they look really cool. I like every single item here. The UGC creators absolutely killed it. The helmets from the launchers are amazing. The first item is a beanie, and it's pretty cool. This not event is actually really good for what Roblox is doing. The items look great, the vibes are great, and you'll probably enjoy it if you play. It's not as much of a grind as other events, and you can finish it in a couple of hours. It's better than nothing, and pretty decent compared to games and other events before it. The only criticism I've seen is that it's boring or short, which makes sense since it's not a full event. For the most part, the like ratio is solid, but it has only been out for a few hours as of my recording. By the time this video is out, opinions might differ. I might get roasted in the comments, but as of now, people seem to enjoy it. I personally think it looks cool. The lobby is really sick as well, but anyway, we can now move on to the next story. Which is just a weird Roblox feature that is apparently not working too well. So Crown Crazy Dev is a developer that has made a couple of games. I'm not really sure which ones, but he tweeted out this saying, do not use Roblox's price optimization feature. It cut my ARPDAU, which is average revenue per day or per user I think, by over 80%, missing out on about $50,000 of revenue. Oh my god, it sold all of my passes for dirt cheap, and the rest went way over the deadline. It is yet another terrible feature from Roblox. With a screenshot of their actual graph showing their average money per user every day, dropping drastically for about a week and a half. Now, if you don't know what this is basically like the price floor update for game passes, where if you enable this feature on your game, Roblox will try and automatically price your game passes and stuff to kind of optimize the buying force of your game passes, I guess. And it tries to find a perfect balance of your game passes to make you the most amount of money. But it seems like it just doesn't work at all. Yeah man, if this is actually true, If this happens to more than just this person, this feature probably should be removed because I feel like there's going to be a lot of developers that might not know how terrible this feature is, and will just have it on by default, and they will be losing out on so much Robux. Okay, but without further ado, we can now move on to the next story, which is Roblox removing the reset character button. So this happened a couple days ago or a week ago at this point, but I didn't really notice it, and a lot of people didn't either because Roblox RTC was the first person to cover this, and they covered it a week and a half after it happened. But basically they just tweeted out reset character is no more. And when I saw this tweet I had a heart attack. I was like, what the heck? How are Roblox games going to function with a reset character button? And then I realized what the actual update was, where basically they removed the reset character button and replaced it with a respawn button. Now if you click into the respawn button, it still says reset character. I'm pretty sure maybe that's also just something that is going to get fixed in the future. Yeah, for some reason, Roblox changed it so it doesn't say reset character anymore unless you click into it, and it just says respawn. Such a small, useless update that doesn't need to be on the platform, but honestly it's not a big enough change to where I care, to be honest. And I don't think many other people care. There's a lot of people saying WTF and being mad, no bro, count your days, what if you need to reset? Okay, this person is just confused, but yeah, people are actually mad about this update, which I kinda get because it removed a pretty classic naming scheme from the website, but also, I mean, the feature is still there. You can still reset your character. That's all that matters, to be honest, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments about this. Is this really a big deal? Because I'm seeing a lot of people furious about this, and then I'm also seeing a lot of people just saying nobody cares, but either way, we can now move on to the last story, which just happens to be Roblox banning casinos. Once again, as you can see, Roblox RTC tweeted out this: the UK Gambling Commission is cracking down on illegal Roblox casinos. Now this isn't Roblox taking down the casinos. This is a commissioner or a commission government thingamajig in the UK doing it for them. And as you can see in the comments, there's a bit more context that Roblox RTC includes here that says 3 big illegal casino sites have used Robux to make some serious cash. Roblox condemns said casinos, but critics say they've been too slow to protect children, which I think is a good way to put it. I mean, these gambling websites have been around for multiple years, and we've only started seeing them being taken down this year. The Gambling Commission blocked some sites, though they often return under new domains, and Roblox calls for stronger enforcement on these sites, which is, yes, something I mentioned in my previous video where I talked about Roblox banning that one gambling website. As soon as you ban them, they just come back under a new name. They literally do mitosis, bro. They just duplicate. You cut off one head, and they grow 2 more. It's a disease. Now they also include a link to a news story from Sky News where they kind of just go into more details about it, but I'm not really going to read it because, I mean, I don't think I need to. They kind of just go into personal stories of people who started gambling at young ages when they shouldn't have and spent rue on the websites and whatnot. They go over a lawsuit that happened a couple months ago and stuff like that. It's a pretty crazy news story, and it's cool to see that someone is finally trying to take action on Roblox casinos because they are trash. They are trash, and I feel like this is going to be a net positive for the community. That's it really, to be honest.